Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome to the channel. I know it's been a really long time since I last filmed and I made a lot of changes to different things, so I'm really excited to get back into it. So for those of you who are subscribers, thank you so much for continuing to watch. And for those of you who are new, I hope you enjoyed this video. So I am going to be planning for the week of March 13th through 19th in my Sadie Stickers vertical planner. I'm going to be using this kit called Irish Queen Mini from Jessica Hart's with the accompanying gold foil. I have used this kit once before and I was kind of in a grumpy mood when I used it, and there were some issues with the foiling sheet. So this is sort of to wipe the slate clean, start over, and get into it. Let's take a look at the kit. So this is a photographic kit. I just love the artwork in this. I think it's stunning. And the best part about this kit is it doesn't have like fear or anything attached to it. It's just pretty. This is the mini version of the kit, so there is a longer, more extended version. This is some of the prettiest washi I've ever seen. It's just gorgeous. And this is the gold overlay, so it has this beautiful Celtic design along with some very pretty, just get close up there, Celtic things. I chose the champagne gold. The proverb says, "Your feet will bring you where your heart is," which is really beautiful. So I'm going to be laying this out. This is a memory keeping spread. Today, the day I'm filming this is actually Saturday. So most of the week has already occurred. I've been documenting my week in my, this is a brand new bullet journal for me. This is the Amanda Rach Lee bullet journal, and it's just been helping me keep track of everything that's gone on this week. So without further ado, I'm just going to speed things up and get right into it. All right, let's get right into it. The washi on this kit was so gorgeous. I had some trouble lining it up, but that was me, not the washi. And I was able to pull it back up and reposition with ease. I absolutely love the layout of this. The gorgeous coloring and the photographs just leap right off the page. This was just so stunning. And the last time I used this kit, I had a lot of trouble with the foil, and I had zero trouble with the foil this time. So I think it was last time was just a fluke, and I would definitely order foil to go with the kits for the second time around. So there's been a long pause since I last filmed a video, and a lot of things have happened. I had kind of a lot going on right before Christmas. We had some issues with our cat sitter, which were somewhat resolved, and then we were in New York for the holidays and things were a little hectic, and then we got home and our beloved cat Vinny sadly passed away the first week of January from congestive heart failure and complications from his medications with kidney disease. So we lost our baby, and it was pretty devastating, and I just didn't have the heart in me to film anything. I didn't want to talk about my life. I didn't want to talk about plans. It was just too hard. So I haven't touched my planner in months, and it's only been in the last week that I've even started thinking about doing it again. So for those of you who have been watching and waiting, thank you. And I just appreciate you so much. So I did decide to use my own foil for this kit, pieces of it, and I think it came out really well. It was fun getting back into the swing of this, and I really enjoyed this week in particular. We had the beginning of the week, we had my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, and our three nieces staying with us in the house for the very first time. And that was really exciting because this is the first time they were here. They were here for a whole 3 days. And They actually stayed on Monday and left Monday evening. So we did have a really nice day with them, and that was a lot of fun. Um, so right now I'm just putting in all of the full boxes and trying to get that stuff squared away. The format of her kits has changed so much since I last used this kit in 2021, and I really love it because I think it's much more functional and allows for a lot of creativity. I put the Irish flag on March 17th because that is actually St. Patrick's Day, and I put the um, the claddagh, which is the heart with the crown and then circling the heart. That's called a claddagh, and it symbolizes um, faith, hope, and loyalty. And it's a beautiful symbol native to part of Ireland called Tara. Um, and Galway. If you go to Galway, there's a really beautiful shop that sold the original claddahs. So I just used some overlays here from Sadie Stickers just to give the glitter headers a little extra shine. They're very delicate, so it's very subtle, but I can definitely see it when I move the when I move things back and forth. I decided to put headers in front of all of the artwork at the top because I didn't have enough headers to do each section of the 3 days. So in previous Erin Condren planners, they would split it into the 3 sections, morning, afternoon, and evening. But I've sort of done away with that model. I kind of like to mix it up each week. And so I'm glad that this kit kind of allows me the freedom to do that. Let's see. So I think my next move is to lay down all the checklists. I tried to vary their position, so I didn't end up color blocking, but I wanted to make sure that there were no 2 checklists right next to each other. That ended up happening once, but it was unavoidable based on where I put all of the full boxes, and that's okay. I used to not use checklists for the weekend, but I actually find that I do a lot of chores on the weekends now, and so it was helpful to have that position there. And then I decided if I'm going to lay it down, it has to be the same. So some of them are at the top and some of them are at the bottom, and that's fine. So then there were a couple of things that I knew that I wanted to highlight, including on Friday that it was St. Patrick's Day, and on Tuesday that it was our wedding anniversary. It's also Pi Day. So we got to do some fun things there. And this is me putting down the foil. I was very nervous about this, but I think it came out really well. I realize now I could have actually inverted it. I could have put it the opposite direction, but I like the way that it came out with the sort of tip of the crown facing up. And it just looks so beautiful with this artwork. It lets the photography on the back shine without taking up too much of it. So I put the Irish proverb quote box on the front on top of the shamrocks, and it's so much easier to read because of the dark background with the light gold. So I do recommend, if you are using a light gold or any kind of light foil, most foil is pretty light, if you can put it on a totally dark background or a totally light background. Anything in between is just going to have too much distraction and you're not going to be able to read the box. So I ended up using this little half frame over the castle, and I think it looks spectacular. I wanted to use all of the full boxes as much as I could, and I realize now I probably could have extended the full box in the corner, but that's okay. I think it still looks pretty. So right now I'm just trying to get, oh, I have this extra gold overlay that I'd printed myself on my computer, and it didn't cut properly because I was still figuring out how to use my Silhouette machine. So I ended up just cutting it with my CD Sticker ceramic trimmer, and that worked really well. And it just gave it a little bit of extra shine, and it came out so pretty. So this week I'm just marking my vitamins. I'm trying to be better about taking vitamins. And it's funny, I initially put these flags down to mark projects at work, and I ended up just putting in major events from the week, sort of like a highlighter, if you will. So I had pre-selected a lot of the character stickers that I wanted to use for this week, and I think it made my planning just a little bit simpler. So on Monday, I just marked that we went to this great barbecue place at 5:30 in the evening. It was really delicious. I'd never been there before, and it was right next to our house. So that was really fun. And then I ended up doing some special calls with my dad, which was great. And like I said, my family did leave on Monday, so I got up at 5:30, went to work, and then got home as quickly as I could. And then we all went out to dinner. And then from there, we came back. I played Uno with my nieces, who are very good at Uno, I have to say. And I lost several times. But I've forgotten how much fun Uno is to play when you're not using it for speech therapy. Because I used to use it for speech, and it is actually a really great tool if you're trying to get certain articulation sounds, especially S blends and R's. There's a lot of those in just numbers and colors. So I would make the kids say the color and the number as they put it down, sort of to reinforce the practice. But while I was doing that, I was always taking data. So I wasn't able to fully participate in the fun and joy of it. But it is a really fun game. So I did that. On Tuesday, my husband actually gave me the most beautiful gift. He had commissioned an artist to create cartoon images of both of us and Vinny, and he had them printed into a beautiful frame, and they just look so beautiful. It was such a thoughtful gift, and we are going on a major vacation for our spring break, and that's sort of when we were going to celebrate our anniversary in a bigger way. But I thought, I mean, that was just such a thoughtful gift. He worked on that for months and months, and all I got him was a pie. So I kind of need to step up my game a little bit. So we did go out to dinner later that night to another new restaurant, and it was a lot of fun. On Wednesday, I did a Zoom with my friend, and then I got a surprise call from a friend who I hadn't spoken to in a while. So I just used just saying hi sticker that I got with a freebie to mark that I got to talk to her on the phone. And let's see, I'm just marking that on Thursday I had to do a lot of session notes and plannings. I decided to live up my Irishness this week, so I was listening to Irish music in the car. I watched both Angela's Ashes, listened to Angela's Ashes as an audiobook. I watched Michael Collins. I did 3 speech evals and 4 hearing screenings this week, so it was just a lot. And I did feel a little burned out by Friday. So Friday was St. Patrick's Day, which was really fun. I had a lot to do though, and it looks like I'm jumping back and forth. Oh, so I did just, I had to do a bunch of errands. I had to get gas on Friday morning. I did buy a Shamrock Shake for myself, and then it was a buy one get one free deal. So I ended up getting 2 Shamrock Shakes, which was kind of a lot. Friday morning I also had to take out the trash. So all this stuff had to be done between 5:30 in the morning and 6:30 in the morning. So it was just a lot. I had to update IEPs and POCs. I did a really fun project with the kids that involved potato stamps, which I'd never done before. So basically, you carve shapes into the base of potatoes, and then the kids can use tempera paint and just paint with stamps. And it was really fun. I think it would have been more effective if the potatoes hadn't been so wet and I'd let them kind of dry for a little bit because they were really soggy. It just made it a little difficult to um, stamp everything, but it was a big hit and the kids really seemed to like it. Um, and so I decided I wasn't going to make the corned beef and mashed potatoes on Friday. It was just too much. And I gotta say, after being home for about an hour on Friday, I was just dead. I have never been so fatigued, and I know that this is a real thing, the Friday fatigue, but I've been experiencing it more and more lately, and I don't know what that's about, but it was just really, I was very relaxed on Friday night. Um, so Saturday, I had intended to make the corned beef in my slow cooker, which is actually just the Instant Pot because I don't have a slow cooker anymore. And then I misread the directions and it said it was supposed to cook for 8 hours, which no, that wasn't happening. So I ended up just making it in the oven. I roasted it and it was still delicious. And I think we're going to have it for dinner tonight. We watched The Wind That Shakes the Barley, which is a very, very sad but beautiful film starring Cillian Murphy. It was the most popular independent Irish film that's ever been made, and thus far, I believe, except for maybe The Quiet Girl, which I know was recently nominated for an Academy Award. I really recommend it, although I don't recommend it if you don't like to watch violence, because it's a very violent film. Um, it's very aggressive, but I made the corned beef and we had Guinness and whiskey while we watched it, and we turned on our fireplace, and it was just a lovely, lovely date night in. Um, so now I'm just using different stickers to mark different activities. I have this sticker from Stick with the Plan Co. of a girl cross stitching, which I was finally able to do for fun on Sunday and a little bit on Saturday too. We had a big Sunday breakfast this morning with bangers and mashed potatoes and fresh eggs from my coworker's farm. It was delicious. We did sleep until about 10:30 though, so that felt great. So that was Sunday, which is the day that I'm filming this voiceover. I'm using a Crazy Banana coffee sticker to mark that I called my mom and dad on Thursday. They'd been coordinating sort of a secret surprise for one another, and I was, as the child in the middle, I was the one who knew all about all the details. So it was kind of a funny thing. But yeah, I did just mark in a couple of things. I was tracking different packages that unfortunately never got routed to us, and so I had to cancel it and restart again. That's a little once more with love that says you are wonderful, just to fill in that empty space. We did a lovely little walk on Saturday afternoon as well. The weather was really nice. It was just a perfect weekend, very casual. So these stickers I'm using now are actually stickers left over from a bullet journaling kit that I bought several years ago, and there were all these little shamrocks and a little pot of gold, so I just put that in at the bottom. Sunday was a laundry day, folding laundry that I had washed almost a week or 2 weeks ago, and that was crazy that the laundry had just been sitting there in a pile waiting to be put away. I don't know what's more exhausting, folding the laundry or putting it away. Just a lot. I said I was going to work on my taxes. I have not done that yet. I'll probably do a little bit of that tonight after dinner, which is my least favorite thing. I don't like working on financial things in the evening before I go to bed because I get anxiety. Not that I have anything to be anxious about anymore, but it's like past trauma. If you've ever had difficulty paying off a credit card, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have this problem anymore, but it was a whole thing. But the little shamrocks look so cute up at the top, and so I'm glad I was able to use them. Anyway, I think this came out really, really well, and I am really excited to uh, share the finished product with you. Okay, so here's what's left of my mini kit after doing all of this. I used up almost all the sheets. I did not use these icons, but I will use them again. I used most of the foil overlay. I don't really plan my dinners well, so I'll just save that for another time. I used most of the things on here except for these two flags and a couple of glitter headers, which I don't really have anywhere to put them anyway. And then here I have a lot of functionals and some more icons. So what I'm probably going to do is just transfer any of this leftover stuff onto this sheet, save this sheet in my notebooks, and then I will be all set. But overall, I think this is a really good size kit for somebody who likes to write what they need to do in their planners. I had absolutely no trouble with the foil this time, so I think that worked out really well. And I tried to pepper in some Once More with Love with other sticker shops so that it wasn't all the same from one shop. But I think I did a good job with that. Um, so overall, this was a really fun week. I'm just so glad that I was able to get back into this. I think it's been a long time since I really got excited about planners. And so I'm really looking forward to looking ahead for the next week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful St. Patrick's Day, and I will see you next time. Thank you.